What's up, Facebook and YouTube? How you doing? I am Kendrick, the Sports Guy. Good day to you, and we giving you an update. Today is November 4th. It is NFL trade deadline, and the New York Jets seem to be cleaning house, and it's going to be interesting on which side of the ball they are cleaning house on, considering their new head coach is a defensive guy. I'm going to give you a few minutes to get in. Again, I am Kendrick, the Sports Guy. Make sure you come in, like, subscribe, share this to all your social media platforms. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, that is Kendrick Sports Hustle right here on YouTube, as well as TFG Sports Media. Make sure you like and follow them both on Facebook, and I'm getting ready to go live on TikTok as well. So sit tight. Again, we're about an hour before. Actually, no, it's less than an hour now before the deadline for NFL trades for this season is done, and we already got the New York Jets making some noise, as well as the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to talk about that here. I'm going to see if a couple of people are going to jump in, but I'm going to go live on TikTok as well, so sit tight. Comment. Let me know where you're watching from. What's up, TikTok? How you doing? I am Kendrick, the Sports Guy. Oh, man. Hold on. There we go. There go my volume. All right. Mic test 1, 2. Should be there. How you doing? I am Kendrick, the Sports Guy. Good Tuesday to you. And guess what? Today is NFL trade deadline day. All teams have to have their trades in by 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central. What's going on, Faith? How you doing? Good Tuesday to you. So teams got roughly a little less than 45 minutes to get those trades done for the 2025 season. And the New York Jets, they've already made some moves. They have made a couple of them. Some big ones, by the way. What's up, Tim? How you doing? Good Tuesday. We're talking NFL trade deadline 2025. Happy Tuesday to you as well, Faith. Teams got to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get some in, and I got to give you an update. I'm gonna wait till a few more people come in here. What's up, Juan? How you doing? I think I just saw my good man Matthew. He's in the chat. I'm also live on YouTube and Facebook. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, it is Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SportzHustle, as well as TFG Sports Media on YouTube. You can like and follow them both. On Facebook, if you are on that social media platform, you can also follow me on Instagram at KDrick1969. I see you, Hussein. We getting ready to talk about that. And you also can follow me right here on TikTok, Kendrick Henderson 51, if you have not already followed me. So again, yeah, man, the Jets. Benny, if you're familiar with Billy, my man Benny and the Jets, what's his name? The legendary singer. Can't his name slips my mind, but Benny and the Jets. That's who we talking about right now. Benny and the Jets. That is Woody Johnson, the owner. That thank you, Faith. Elton John. Appreciate it. Helping your brother out. The owner, Woody Johnson, and head coach Aaron Glenn, they are making some. I wouldn't want to tank for Arch Manning, Hussein, but that's probably what's going on. So here it is. This is what the Jets have done thus far. They traded away their two-time All-Pro cornerback Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 first-round picks. That was a shocker to me because he had just signed that large contract extension over the summer. But the Jets have traded. I appreciate the love, Faith. What's going on? Why the pack so inconsistent? I'm kind of talking about the trades, but I'm gonna mention that just a little bit in a minute. Appreciate the gift too, Inbred. But the Jets have traded Sauce Gardner to the Colts for 2 first-round picks. Again, Gardner was he was a 2-time All-Pro. He didn't have that great of a year last year, and he's kind of been on the fence this year, but they got rid of him. Also, the Jets trade defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to the Dallas Cowboys for a 2026 first-round pick. That pick is not the Michael Parsons first-round pick that the Cowboys got from the Packers. This is their own first-round pick. Now, the Jets now have 3 first-round picks. Again, they traded Sauce Gardner to the Colts for 2 first-round picks. They pick up a first-round pick from the Cowboys with a trade of Quinnen Williams to the Dallas Cowboys. They also get a second-round pick from the Cowboys, that is the Jets. And the Cowboys send defensive tackle Mozzie Smith to the New York Jets, who was their first-round pick a couple of years ago. So now I'm still waiting for the Steelers wide receiver trade. No 30-year-old, please. They on the clock. They got 45 minutes if it's gonna happen, Jonah. So that's the Jets. That's what's going on right now with them. According to Jeremy Fowler, with ESPN, that the Jets they may be looking to move edge rusher Jermaine Johnson, but they're not expected for that to happen. And he looks like he's going to stay there. So yeah, 3-way trade A.J. Mitchell to the Jets too. Okay, so yeah, it's the Jets. I found this interesting that they're trading away their defensive pieces, considering Aaron Glenn is a defensive coach, defensive-minded coach. Obviously, he came from the Lions as their defensive coordinator, and they decided to get rid of Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner, who, by the way, was the 4th overall pick in the 2022 draft, and Quinnen Williams as well, who was also a first-round pick, if I'm not mistaken, he was the 3rd-round pick for the Jets in 2019. Yeah, so would you trade away St. Brown, Dart, Matthew for Genty, Nico, Waddle? I got Jackson on court. Now, I wouldn't do that. What's good? What's going on, Sebastian? Yeah, yeah. I'm just DK says that boasted the Dallas defense for sure. That definitely Quinnen Williams is probably going to help for sure. They got Kenny Clark in there, so that'll give them some beef up between the tackles because the Cowboys still can't defend the run. Speaking of the Cowboys, got to stay with them. They also acquired linebacker Logan Wilson from the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals receive a 7th-round pick, and so they got to get some linebacker help too. So let's get this man some love. I appreciate you, Matthew. Yeah, I just mentioned that they added Logan Wilson. So again, they got to do something because that defense, as far as the Dallas Cowboys, they 31st in total defense and in total defense and in scoring defense. They're giving up 30.8 points per game, and they're giving up damn near 400 yards per game. That is the Dallas Cowboy defense. Oh, by the way, the Cowboys took an L last night to the Arizona Cardinals 27-17 as well. So I don't want to stay too much on the Cowboys because this Michael Parsons trade is always going to be in the forefront of a lot of people's mind because of what Jerry said. The reason why he traded Michael Parsons was to shore up his run defense, and obviously it wasn't Michael Parsons that was the issue. So because he's making these trades now. So, what can you say? Yeah. So I'm trying to see if I can get some more updates. Also, some other trades to talk about. The Raiders traded wide receiver Jacoby Myers to the Jaguars for a 4th and a 6th-round draft pick. If you didn't know, Travis Hunter is on IR, so he's going to miss 4 games. So that they needed to try to get a weapon to give to Trevor Lawrence. So they traded for Jacoby Myers from the Raiders. Jacoby was wanted out anyway. Yeah, Sauce to the Colts. Yeah, that one kind of blew my mind. Yeah, what's up, Mark G? How you doing? Good Tuesday to you. Again, this is your NFL trade update. We got roughly 40 minutes till NFL teams can get their last trades in for this 2025 season. So the Raiders did trade wide receiver Jacoby Myers. The Titans traded edge rusher Draymond Jones to the Baltimore Ravens for a conditional 5th-round pick. Jones this season has 19 quarterback pressures and 4 sacks. The Ravens are trying to show up that defensive line and get some more sacks because they near the bottom of the league when it comes to putting the quarterback on the ground. So that's the Titans trade again. The Jets, they making all the moves, man. It sound like they trying to tank, like someone said. Are they tanking? They just trying to add some draft picks and do all this to see, because they're not going nowhere this season. So you might as well, you want to clean house. But I found it interesting that they did this with Aaron Glenn being the defensive-minded coach that he is. I'm shocked that they trading away all these defensive pieces. I'm just DK says he said he loves the Shaheed trade. Yeah, what's your thoughts on the Bears? Speaking of the Bears, I think they traded for a pass rusher. Let me go back up. I think I saw that. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the Bears add defensive end. Ty, Tyron Shoyinki. I probably mispronounced that. That the defensive end for the Browns. So the Bears did add some defensive end help to because their defensive line is kind of banged up right now. Jacob says Cleveland just reached out to the Jets for Garrett Wilson, but we're told he's untouchable. Yeah, do you think the Cowboys made a good trade? Tim is asking me. I really don't. I think Jerry had to make a move just to make a move, just to keep Cowboy fans somewhat interested. I don't know if I think Quentin Williams might be a good move for him. Now, as far as Logan, this linebacker Logan Wilson, I'm not, I don't know. But I think Quentin Williams will help them in the middle of that defensive line to kind of help them with stopping the run game. The Jets and Saints are trying to trade for Shedeur. Okay. Yeah, Shedeur is a little banged up. What's up, Matthew? Appreciate that gift too. So that's what's up with that. Let's see here. Yep, the Seahawks. Someone said in the chat they added wide receiver Shaheed from the Saints, I believe. Yep, because the Seahawks was a little banged up too at the wide receiving position. We already know about the Jaire Alexander. That trade happened a couple of days ago, a week ago. Jaire Alexander was traded by the Ravens to the Philadelphia Eagles. Sanders not even worthy of being starting in this week right now. That's what Sports Rumble with Ryan. What's up, Sports Rumble with Ryan? How you doing? Appreciate the follow. I'm just DK. Alexander's going to be playing angry. Yeah, because he didn't play a whole lot with the Ravens, Matthew. I think he played week 1 and hadn't seen much time on the field ever since. We need Myles Garrett. I think a lot of teams want Myles Garrett. He just signed that massive contract extension. So are you willing to give, you're gonna have to pick up the tab on some of that. But I think we need to stop talking about Arch Manning. He's probably not coming out of it. Yeah, I'm not talking about the Sports Rumble, Ryan. I'm with you. I don't think he's ready anyway. I wouldn't, I think he still needs another year at the college level to get his feet wet, in my opinion. This draft, he's probably going to wait. He should. This draft isn't really a big quarterback heavy draft either. When you talk about maybe coming in and changing the franchise, I don't see that type of quarterback at the college level this draft. But that's just my take on that. Let me see. According to Todd Archer out of the DFW, the Dallas-Fort Worth, he says that Jerry Jones, that they may not be done. But they got to hurry up if they ain't, because you got 35 minutes left. I'm sure they would want to probably get some defensive back help. I'm talking about the Cowboys. But you got to remember, he has a lot of people. Yeah, for sure. So more than likely that family is going to make the decision when he comes out. Yeah, I agree with that. Like they kind of made the decision with Eli when he said we're not playing for San Diego. Yeah, my thing is I don't have a problem with that. If you got clout, if you can get the power to make things happen for your family, I ain't got a problem with that. The Steelers need another receiver. I hear you, Brian. I did hear rumblings of the Steelers maybe looking to make a move on that point. Jason says Breece Hall just said he wants out. Man, yeah, I'm sure he did, Jason. I wouldn't be shocked. But what the Jets are doing, they just having a fire sale, and they offering up players that's like, you know what, let's go ahead and just start building this thing from the ground up again. But I think you got to definitely start with the quarterback position. I'm not here to diss Justin Fields, but I just think, is he that dude? So that's why I say his family's going to say no, go back to Texas, play another year, get more reps. And I agree with you. I bet Niners ain't doing nothing. I don't think as many injuries that they have, that Red, I would think they would try to make a move with some sort of defensive help, because they've been they've been hurt a whole lot. What do I think the Bills do? I think the Bills gonna pretty much stay pat, Jason. I think they might go after a wide receiver. I think. Appreciate that follow, DJG. I think the Bills might go after a receiver. Thanks for the gift too, Dad. Yeah. So we're gonna keep an eye on it. Again, the clock is ticking. It's too well. I'm in a central time zone, by the way, guys. So I'm in Texas. I'm in Tyler, Texas, about an hour and a half east of Dallas Fort Worth, and I'm about an hour west of Shreveport, Louisiana. So I'm in a central time zone. So yeah, they still got to 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to get those trades in. How about that Atlanta Falcons, man? What do they need to get them over the hump? And that's a very good question because defensively, man, they got it. I think offensively they got it too. I don't know what's not connecting with the Falcons. One of my good buddies, Rico McGee, is a big Falcon fan, and I was watching his YouTube channel, and he just is kind of just throwing his hands up in the air. You know, the Falcons are a head scratcher, especially in that NFC South, which I think outside of the Bucks, and the Panthers have showed that as much as it pains me to say this, the Panthers have showed that they can make it hard for any team, especially with that run game with Rico Dowdle, the way he running the football. Ask my Packers about that on Sunday. Yeah. Ain't that where the Leatherface dude is from, Tyler, Texas? Who's the Leatherface dude? It's the home of the Earl Campbell Hall of Famer, if you didn't know. Former Houston Oiler, New Orleans Saints. 49er in the house. I see you. My good man, Drunken God. How you doing? Good Tuesday to you. I have selected Amnesia from last Sunday. Matthew, I'm trying. Especially now that we know we lost Tucker Kraft. He's done for the year, if you didn't know. I already knew he was. Torn ACL. He's done for the season. And that just hurts even more because he was on pace to do some big things. What's up, Joe? How you doing? Good Tuesday to you. Kraft mac and cheese out. Yep, he's done for the season, Matthew. Torn ACL. That is a wrap for him this year. But again, we're talking NFL trade deadline 2025. We got roughly about 30 minutes left for these teams to try to make some deals. What about it? Yeah, the Cowboys took an L last night, 27-17. It dropped into 3-5-1. At this point, I don't know what they're gonna be doing. I think their season is probably a wash unless they go on a run. They got a bye next week, so then they come back and they face the Raiders, and then they got a pretty murderous row after that. That as far as the Cowboys, just saw a report saying 6 teams still calling Miami for a Kane. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Kraft really hurts. Yeah, it does. 9 M&M. Yeah, who would have thought by week 10 the Panthers would have as many wins as the healthy Packers? Man, do you have to remind me? Matthew says the Cowgirls just have to need to run the table, and I don't see that happening. Matthew, I just think their defense is so mediocre. I think teams. I mean, the Cardinals last night was kind of doing what they wanted to. But they did show, the Cowboys did show some sign of a pass rush. I think Jadeveon Clowney gives them a little oomph, and they showed they played more man last night. I noticed. And they brought some blitzes. I think Matt Eberflus is saying, like, yo, if I'm going to get fired, I'm going to just pull out all the stops and go with what I can. They got Kenny Clark, Logan Wilson, and Queenan Williams in lieu of Micah. Yeah, that's basically what they got. I need to see the Dolphins in the next 30 go and get a quarterback. And that's been a topic that I've seen on social media, Sports Rumble with Ryan. Just his contract, man. That's going to be the thing to try to navigate dealing with that contract, because the Dolphins going to take a serious cap hit regardless of how they make it happen. They're going to have to eat something. They're going to be eating kind of like the Denver Broncos did with Russell Wilson when they traded him, when they released him. They probably going to have to eat something. But that is the rumbling that I'm hearing. I think you in Florida, aren't you? Ryan, we have a lot of multi-loss teams this season. I like it. Not very much right. That's what's crazy about some coaches today. They're acting like their job isn't on the line. Yeah. Yeah. Who we getting? Who is Dorito man? Who is your team? You're the Cowboys. I don't know who is your team, Dorito man. Let me know in the chat. Yo, Kendrick, is your head spinning too? Angel, yeah, it's spinning. Miami has Quinn Ewers. Okay. I don't think Quinn Ewers would be go pack go. I don't think we're gonna make any moves right at this point. By the way, I'm a Packers fan. If you didn't know, Wisconsin born, Texas raised. I was born in the mill, 414. You see a different backdrop. If you normally watch me, you know I got my Packers backdrop. But since the subject matter today is NFL trades, I decided to change my backdrop, my background for today. No, I'm in Georgia, outside of Atlanta. I'm by the dirty. Got you. Okay, Sports Rumble. Yeah, appreciate that follow, Sam. Do you remember when Jerry Jones called out the 49ers? Oh, you gotta refresh my memory. You talking about this win? I remember when he pulled off the coup and got Charles Haley from them doggone and Coach Prime, by the way, when he pulled off the coup to bring them in. Now, well, see, now we talking 90s, so but that's what I remember. Yeah. Did you play ball back in your day? I played high school basketball. I did not play football. Appreciate the like, Matthew. Uh so so 30 minutes, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. We got 30 minutes left for that's a wrap. And now we are in the second half of this season, ladies and gentlemen. And I tell you, I don't know what to say about this league at this point. I don't think there is a team that I can say that is dominant that they, if you look at them from top to bottom, offense, defense, special teams, I don't think there's a team that I could say that fear that I would fear in the playoffs. Uh and I just think it's showing that. What do you think of our head coach? I don't have a problem with Matt LaFleur. I know a lot of people kind of little feel some problem, issues with his play calling, which I've had some issues with a couple of his play calling. But overall, I don't think he's on the hot seat. I think he's fine, but I think he's going to have to change it up and get a little bit more creative with his offensive play calling. Malik Willis and Eric Wilson, if they trade a Kane for pick and Rasul Douglas, GPG. And I would mind that, but I like Malik Willis. I do. I do know we do need some secondary help. But back to Matt LaFleur, I don't really have an issue with him, but I'm quite sure the radio sports talk, they had a whole lot to say about him on Monday, on yesterday, after we messed around and dropped that game to the Panthers. Again, that Cleveland Brown loss is still gonna rear that's gonna rear its ugly head for our Packers in December. Watch what I tell you. And that tie with the damn Dallas Cowboys too. And we're talking about Malik Willis, the quarterback. I don't think he's trash. Sports Rumble with Ryan. I think he came into a different situation that actually he played well when we were Jordan Love was out. Now, am I saying that this guy is a franchise changing quarterback? That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying that in the NFL, it's good to have a legit backup quarterback that you can count on. You mean bubble screen on 3rd and 4th in the red zone? Yes, Matthew. What the hell was that? What was he thinking? Duh. That ain't the place to call that. That ain't the position on the field to call that. So no, I ain't saying Malik Willis is a savior, but he's a solid backup, and you can't have enough solid backup quarterbacks in the NFL because 9 times out of 10 your starter's gonna miss some time. Yeah. You know that's gonna happen, but I don't think he's legit. I really don't. He's 31 to 32 out of the backups. He will, yeah, but I'm just going on what he did for us, Sports Rumble with Ryan. Now, what he did in Tennessee, that's then. I'm talking about when he filled in for Jordan Love. He played well. So I'm just going off of that. What happened prior to the Packers and the Titans? I don't know. But you see, the Titans, hell, they thought that that other kid was better than Matt Willis, and then they got him out of there too. Ryan Tannehill. Yeah. Appreciate the fan club gift. So again, All right, guys. I just want to pop in again just to give you a recap. NFL trade deadline. The Jets are the team that's making some noise. They traded cornerback Sauce Gardner to the Colts for 2 first-round picks. They also traded defensive tackle Quentin Williams to the Dallas Cowboys for a 2026 first-round pick. That's not the pick that the Cowboys got from the Packers when they traded Michael Parsons. And they get a second-round pick from the Cowboys, and they also get defensive tackle Mozzie Smith from the Cowboys as well. That is the Jets. Now the Jets have 3 first-round picks in the next couple of years. So I appreciate that, Matt. Appreciate the hat, man. You take care too, Drunken God. So that's the Jets are making moves. The Cowboys again acquire linebacker Logan Wilson from the Bengals. The Raiders trade wide receiver Jacoby Myers to the Jags for a 4th rounder and a 6th rounder. The Titans trade edge rusher Draymond Jones to the Baltimore Ravens for a conditional 5th round pick. The Dolphins trade outside linebacker Jalen Phillips to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 6th round pick. And those are some of the bigger ones. Again, you already know about Jair Alexander. The Ravens traded him about a week or so ago to the Philadelphia Eagles. So again, this is NFL trade deadline. They down to 24 minutes. I think all probably the big moves are done for right now. And we got to get ready for the second half of the season. Speaking of the second half, my Packers, we came up short with that horrible loss to the Panthers, 16-13. Not taking anything away from the Panthers. They came in and they ran their game plan to perfection. They rode Rico Dowdle, who killed us with the run, 16 rushes. 23 rushes for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bryce Young didn't do anything, but 2 turnovers killed us. And we gave up a lot on the ground. And we lost Tucker Kraft, our tight end, to a torn ACL. He's out. Stafford, Knicks, Dart at week 10. Yeah. So I appreciate that follow to the Nest. So again, I am Kendrick the Sports Guy right here. You can follow me right here on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channels. Those channels are TFG Sports Media as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle as HUSTL. At Kendrick 1969. Again, NFL trade 5. We got some more news probably get rid of Sunday by beating the Lions. That definitely salvaged it a little bit. But now we all bunched in there together. What's up, Josh? How you doing? Do you think Musgrave has the ability to produce as consistent as Kraft did? I'm hoping so, Josh. But I just think Tucker Kraft gave you a whole total different dimension. But Luke Musgrave is gonna have to come. He's gonna have to step up. Next man up. You know that cliche, Josh. Next man up. You know, we can't sit. It's done. We know Tucker ain't coming back this season. So we got Luke Musgrave got to step his game up. Also, we had Matthew Golden didn't finish the game last Sunday. He went out with some sort of shoulder injury. We got a lot of players banged up. Dontavian Wicks still on IR. Jayden Reed, hopefully he'll be back in a couple of weeks. Christian Watson was in and out. He's probably not 100%. Then the offensive line with Aaron Banks and Zach Tom in and out. Man, it's just, yeah. We got to get it together. And then, defensively, we can't ask our defense. I will say this. You can only ask your defense to do so much. You can ask your defense to hold teams to 13 to 16 points, only so much. Eventually, offense, you got to put some points on the board. You can't be 1 for 5 in the doggone red zone. We were 1 for 5 in the red zone on Sunday. You're not going to win any games like that and turning the ball over. You're not going to do it. So I told you y'all was going to get hit with a Rico, James Harden. Yeah, man. Thanks for reminding me, as you can see. So again, so that's what we're talking about, guys. NFL trade deadline. I just gave you couple of the biggest ones that went down. And if anything else pop off here in the next 20 minutes, I may jump back on. But if not, man, I'll check you guys out sometime later on the week. Make sure you keep your notifications on. You can catch me here. You can go check out some of my segments. If you haven't followed me, make sure you follow me right here on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51. Love my Packers, but that L was gut wrenching. I'm with you, 9MM. I'm with you. Appreciate the follow too. I don't ever know why I'm here. I don't even know. I like that. I appreciate the follow. Thanks for keeping us. Got you, Matthew. Again, I'm a Fins fan, and we be lucky to win another game. Probably you right, Christopher. Aaron, get off and get to playmaking. Aaron Glenn, get off live and get to playmaking. Subjective human. You crazy. You guys are funny. I love interacting with you guys in the chat, man. So this is a safe space. Again, when you catch me here next time, I have my Packers backdrop will be up. But I had to go ahead and throw some NFL background since I was talking about the NFL trade. So again, you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Y'all be safe out there. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Make sure keep your notifications on so you'll be notified when I hit you up when we're talking some sports. All right. We'll see you on the flip side. I am out. Peace. That's a wrap. YouTube, Facebook, how you doing? Again, that was an update. NFL trade deadline 2025. It was going down. I had a whole lot of fun over here on TikTok in the chat talking to people. And that's the big news. The Jets. Benny and the Jets. They moved some defensive pieces. Cowboys picked up defensive tackle Quentin Williams from the Jets. They also picked up linebacker Logan Paul. No, not Logan Paul. I'm thinking of the boxing. Logan Wilson from the Bengals. Speaking of Pauls, if you didn't hear, before I get out of here, that Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis fight is off. That was supposed to go down on November 14th. It is not happening now due to Gervonta Davis legal issues. Yeah, he got some legal issues again. So the Gervonta Tank Davis Jake Paul fight is a no-go for November 14th. But according to what I read, that the promoters, his promoters, that is Paul, is looking to maybe find a boxer and maybe try to keep that date open in Miami. So we'll keep you posted on that as well. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and keep it locked here for all your sports updates, news, and entertainment. I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. I'm out. Peace.